Peace, 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 love, light of healing, peace, love, light of healing, peace to the guys, peace to the earth. Y'all climb on in. Shalom Lacha. Mishpati. How y'all doing, my family? Blessings, blessings. Y'all climb on in the building. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? Talk to me. Let me know which platform you coming in on. If you're coming in on Facebook, my Facebook business, Instagram, YouTube, y'all climb in the building. Baruch Atem. Bless y'all. So we're going over something very, very important today. I received a letter at my clinic. I thought it was beautiful. It was very, very deep. So I wanted to read it to y'all and break it all down. Based off of reading this letter, I went on ahead and just, I printed out on a regular piece of paper. And I wanted to call this Cancer Doesn't Get the Last Say So. As long as you got breath, there's a chance. As long as you breathing, there's hope. A lot of people get diagnosed with cancer and they feel like it's just the end of the world. A lot of people get diagnosed with all of these so-called metabolic diseases. They think that the only option they have is treatment. They feel like they have to use weapons of mass destructions like chemotherapy, radiation to basically get rid of this war that they are fighting, which is nothing but an illusion. And then they end up dying from the actual treatment and not from their body trying to heal itself. And just reading this young lady letter, it touched my heart. So I said, for now on, we got to start back doing what we used to do. When y'all used to send me emails and y'all used to mail me letters, and I used to read them and answer them. So she sparked something back in me, so I'm back on this. So if y'all need to send me any mail, 2402 North Highway 67, Florissant, Missouri 63033. Mail it to me at Dr. Yahki Health and Wellness Detoxification Institute. We're going to be there for a couple more months before we move into my big school that we got. All praises for that. All praise to the Most High. But mail it to me. Or you can always hit up questions at YahkiAwaken.com and ask the questions you want. And I'll start going live and doing what I used to do, where we read these cases out and I tell you what you need to do, okay? Peace, peace, family. Peace, love, light, and healing. We all at. So we got Facebook. We got Instagram. And we got YouTube. I got YouTube right here, Nabi. All right, so if y'all ready to get this started, get y'all pens and y'all pads. We got a lot of stuff to dive deep into. We're going to get very deep into the lymphatic system today. We're going to talk about blood circulation, a bunch of stuff. So once you got your pen, once you got your pad, type in some nines and type pen and pad, and we'll get this started. Again, my name is Dr. Yahki. Everybody call me Yahki Awaken. And man, we here just to advance consciousness and to assist people in helping themselves heal themselves. I am not a healer. I am my own healer, and I'm teaching you how to heal yourself. We got a beautiful school. We're getting a few things done at the school, but I'm looking to have the school opened up in St. Louis, Missouri here in probably about 2-3 months, y'all, like serious. We doing a job fair. The job fair will be February the 7th, correct? Correct. February the 7th between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. If you stay in the St. Louis area, please bring your ID and your resume. I need people to help me at the school. I definitely gonna need assistance at the clinic, since the clinic is getting so big and growing. And I need people from my healing home and my farm to help me grow the food. I'll teach you how to grow the food. And for people that's staying at the healing house, they're gonna be doing 2 week stay. If you have practice, if you have experience in whether it's nursing background, being a medical assistant, or even a caregiver, I would train you my way. That way we can help people stay for 2 weeks while they get their healing treatments and while they chill with us and detox. Supervised detoxification. So, and we looking for chefs. The school got a big commercial kitchen in it, and I would love to fly y'all out for y'all can cook. We also have 56 acres in Atlanta, Georgia, where we are turning into an actual retreat space. We getting the pool and stuff done. We getting a lot of stuff renovated, and I'm throwing a massive vegan, what we gonna call it, the vegan festival pool party. So hey, y'all start getting y'all bodies together now, because you know what I'm saying, you don't want to be looking obese and fat and sloppy with your shirt off while we at the pool party this summer. So we got a lot of good stuff in store, y'all. All right, we got peace, peace, guys and goddesses. Shalom Lacha, Elohim. All right, okay, I see everybody got their pens in the past. Let's get this started. So check out this letter, man. This letter really, really touched me, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. It did something to my heart. It really did. So it says, Dear Yahki, my name is Shiloh, And that's what really got me, Nabi. Her name is Shiloh. Wow. You know, Shiloh is a Hebrew word, and it literally means peace. So my name is Shiloh, and I was writing you from Atlanta, Georgia. I am 38 years old, and I am a mother of 4 children. I'm reaching out because I'm fighting for my life right now. Now, I want to just put a little stop right there because we not fighting for our life. We have to change the ideology and we have to change the way we're looking at disease. We are not fighting for our lives, y'all. Not when it comes to the body. Now, do we have a fight against elites? Do we have a fight against the structure that have been built that's keeping us in this matrix, that's keeping us in this mental prison? Yes, we fighting against that. Are we fighting against lower thought forms and lower dark thought form frequencies, or what you would call demonic entities? I believe we fighting against that. But we are not fighting our bodies. Our bodies was made to be in homeostasis. Our body was made to be at peace with itself when we're in the right environment. So if anything, we're fighting the environment and we're fighting the people in these spiritual constructs that set up this environment for us to be in. That's the fight. But you are never fighting your own body. That we have to change that ideology. And the moment you change that ideology, it opens up your consciousness where you can see disease and you can see reality in such a way that you can heal mind, body, and spirit and soul just with thought. I'm not even talking about getting into the practices of herbology, getting into plant medicine. I'm not talking about detoxification. I'm literally talking about just epigenetic inheritance, the way you think and how you perceive yourself while you're here in this reality can literally change your biology. And I tell y'all that all the time. It's a book by Dr. Bruce Limpton. You know what I'm saying? It's called Epigenetic, the biology of belief. It will change the whole way that you look at yourself. And by that belief changing, your biology change with it. All right. It says, I'm fighting for my life right now. And your voice and your teachings have been one of the few things that helped me hold on to hope and stay mentally steady. 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with HER2 positive breast cancer. We see so many HER2 positive, estrogen prone breast cancers that come to us. We probably, I'm not exaggerating, we probably get 100 every 2 months. Everybody's cells are proliferating, and it's all due to estrogen. And what we've been finding out, just looking at these things under a microscope, talking to our colleagues that's in the laboratories, sending stuff off to our laboratories, getting down to microbiology, that a lot of this stuff is coming from parasites. These parasites have estrogen like hormones and molecules because they have to do something called egg migration, where they giving birth to all these eggs and things like that. So they spew these estrogen like molecules back into your tissues, and then it proliferates your tissues that's already suffering from a hypoxic, or what you will call without oxygen environment. And then boom, you got estrogen prone tumors growing out of your breast, growing out of your mammary lobes, growing out of your axillary area, growing out of your cervical area out of nowhere. And the whole time it was all set up by the schistosoma blood fluke parasites. So we have to talk about that. So she got HER2 positive breast cancer, specifically invasive ductal carcinoma in her left breast, she said. Since then, my life had been a cycle of appointments. And that's another thing. Once you get diagnosed with this C word, you know, that they got everybody scared. Then the scare tactics is you got to come see me day after day after day. Because if you don't come see me day after day after day, then you're going to die. This cancer is going to kill you. Not only is it going to kill you, but we have to hurry up and intervene very fast and give you chemical warfare, give you weapons of mass destructions. Because if we don't give you these weapons of mass destruction, if we don't give you this chemical warfare, if you don't let us hack off your body and mutilate pieces of your body and take your breath, then you're going to die. And what we see is when we allow them to do that, most of our people die anyway, and not they don't die in peace. They die in pain, they die in agony, they die burnt up, they die skinny, they die bald-headed, they die literally in chemical warfare because we're allowing these people to wage war against our biological spiritual entities. And we have to understand that chemotherapy is 100% derivative of mustard gas. And mustard gas was actually used in World War II. It was created by the Germans. These are agents that was Zyklon B agents, was actually used. Look, matter of fact, they charged half of them that made this stuff with crimes against humanity. They charged them with crimes against humanity. This stuff went to court. And guess what happened? Henry Kissinger, which was a part of the Pentagon at the time, went over there to be inside of the court documents. And then all of a sudden he get to speaking with the Germans. And then he bring back what you would call Zyklon B or chemotherapy. And then he turned it into chemotherapy, sold it to John D. Rockefeller, ancestor descendants line. And then they started using it for cancer because they noticed how it kills cells and how it shrinks cells, y'all. So they said, okay, let's take weapons of mass destruction that was used in war and let's use it on war on our own citizens and our own people in the Americas. That's how chemotherapy even came over here. It don't originate here. It originate in German warfare. And we using these same chemicals on our bodies when we get diagnosed with one of the most deadliest, notice quote unquote, one of the most deadliest diseases of all time. We got to make this stuff make sense. It says 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with HER2 positive breast cancer, specifically invasive ductal carcinoma in my left breast. So she's on the left side. It says, since then, my life have been cycles of appointments, fear, and pushing myself to keep going. I'm pushing myself to keep going for my babies. I'm glad you're doing that, sister. I've had 6 chemotherapy sessions. You hear that, Nabi? 6 of them. 6 chemotherapy sessions. So we're gonna have to pull all of that chemo back out of you too. That chemo go in, it burns. Yes, we see a lot of tumors shrink when you get chemotherapy, but chemotherapy also kills the oxygenated cells that's around the actual anaerobic cells as well. So chemotherapy technically causes cancer. When you read the packet that they give you to sign off on before you get your chemotherapy, read the fine line, read through the blueprints, and they will actually tell you that chemotherapy actually induces cancer because chemotherapy deprives the body of oxygen. So they are treating cancer with cancer causing chemical agents of what you will call biological weapons of warfare. So you got to really start taking this stuff into consideration before you listen to the dogma. How is giving me a weapon of mass destruction that depletes my cells of oxygen, which I need more oxygen to get rid of hypoxia? Because when you look at cancer, cancer is nothing but a tumor that grows because of mitochondrial injury. The mitochondrial injury is that the mitochondria is not receiving oxygen, and oxygen cannot turn into carbon dioxide, which break down into water, which give me ATP, or what you will call adenosine triphosphate, but my cells can have energy. So I have an energy deficiency issue because my cells lack oxygen. So instead of showing me how to bring more oxygen into my cells, I'm going to give you chemotherapy, which deprive the cell of more oxygen. Do that make sense to anybody? Do it make sense to anybody? So we see that you have an energy deficiency issue automatically. So write that down in y'all books. Cancer is a energy deficiency issue. Write it down. Type in some nines when you get that done. Cancer is an energy deficiency issue. After you write that down and you type in your nines, then I need you to write down cancer is mitochondria dysfunction. Cancer is mitochondria failure. If you learn these two things and you study up on these two things, you can beat cancer. Cancer is an energy deficiency. This energy cannot produce oxygen. Oxygen cannot produce CO2. Your CO2 cannot produce what you will call water. This water is H3O2, by the way. And that's how you get energy called adenosine triphosphate. This creates something called mitochondria failure. So instead of making you produce more mitochondria, instead of giving you more energy, I'm gonna give you weapons of mass destruction that burns the cells, that burns the tissues like radiation. I'm gonna give you weapons of mass destruction that makes the body more acidic, that kills the cells and that deprive the cells of oxygen. I'm gonna give you chemotherapy. If none of these work, I'm just gonna hack off the whole damn breast. And then you notice when people go into remission with breast cancer, it always come back and it goes in the lungs. Y'all notice that when it comes back, it's always in the lungs because you never got rid of the root issue. And the root issue was the energy deficiency. And I'm here to tell you, sister, it's not because you deprive all the way in oxygen. Something is even stopping your oxygen flow. And I bet you 9 times out of 10 is emotional. Energy in motion. We have to deal with our emotions. You are holding on to something. There is no cancer diagnosis or no client that ever came to my clinic in my facility that wasn't going through something, whether they was holding a grudge, whether they was touched on, they was younger, they didn't talk about it. So they holding all these things in. You hold this stuff in energetically and it causes blockages energetically. You start blocking up your metabolic pathways. You start blocking up your meridian pathways. This stagnates the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system becomes stagnated. Energy cannot flow. You see that? Acetylcholinesterase cannot flow. And then you get this stagnation. The stagnation builds up of accumulation. This accumulation then causes disformation of the cells. And then these cells try to save the body and you get tissue from it. I know it sounds spiritual, but we can break it down chemically too. Whenever you are fearing and you're scared of something and your body is in a state of fight or flight, guess what this is called? Adrenaline or adrenochrome. Adrenaline is not supposed to be in the bloodstream all the time. It's only supposed to be in the bloodstream between 6 a.m. and 11 a.m. Then it's supposed to titer itself down and serotonin goes down. And then, serotonin kicks itself up, getting ready for melatonin. So as long as you got adrenaline inside of your bloodstream, your cortisol level is going to be high. Do you know high cortisol levels 24/7 causes insulin resistance? This causes diabetes. This causes your blood sugar to be high. It also constricts the actual vasodilation and it makes your blood vessels go real tight before it can push blood to your extremities for you can run and stay in a state of fight or flight. This causes stress on the kidneys and on the adrenals. Do you know without the kidneys and the adrenals, you cannot lymphatically drain yourself because your main metabolic drainage point of lymphatic fluid is the kidneys and the adrenals by way of your urinary tract? So just by fearing and just by stressing, you stop lymphatic flow. Just by fearing and just by stressing and high cortisol levels and high adrenaline levels, you stop blood from circulating properly. Well, guess how you get oxygen to those areas? By way of the bloodstream, by way of blood capillaries. So if your blood capillaries is flattened and they flatlining and they can't dilate to get blood through because you're in a state of fight or flight and blood just need to be in the fingertips and in the feet for you can run or you can fight, then the rest of the body gets what? It gets neglected because you stressing and because you fearing. Same way on the opposite side, if you happy. When you happy, you produce dopamine, you produce serotonin. This relaxes the blood vessels. This slow down the heart rate. This bring a lot of blood towards the gut. It aids in digestion. You actually, when you laugh, you actually get to actually massage the gut and massage all of these different areas that's in the gut. You turn on something called lacteals. Lacteals is one of the main passageway of the lymphatic system in the gut abdominal area, just by being happy. So this shows you that emotions play a biological and physiological role on your body, good or bad, depending on the energy and motion or the emotion that you in. So when you happy, you bring on health. When you sad and you holding on to grudges and you holding on to bad memories and you holding on to things, this brings stress levels up. It put cortisol inside the blood. It put adrenaline inside the blood. It put all of this bad chemistry inside the blood, which biologically affect your organs and affect your cells and affect your body. So yes, your energy can block physical energy, which then blocks what you will call the physical vessels, the blood vessels and the lymphatic vessels, which give you this illusion that we call disease because your body is now going to force itself into a detoxification mode. This detoxification mode, you have been tricked into believing is the actual symptomologies of diseases and pathology, and it's not at all. If y'all get what I'm saying so far, type in some nines. If you get what I'm saying so far, type in some nines. See how your mind work? And that's why when people come to our facility, we teach them about mental things. That's why you see the singing bowls and the sound bowls when you come in. You hear the music and the pan bowls when you come in. You hear the water and you hear the frequencies, 558, 528 frequencies, the healing earths, hertz. You see all of the post electrical magnetic frequency fields that we got inside our facility because we are trying to shift your consciousness and raise your vibration to calm your emotions to kick on what you would call the parasympathetic nervous system and down regulate the actual other nervous system. See, you got the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic. The sympathetic nervous system is what that 10th cranial nerve, what they call the vagus nerve. That's what sits on that. And it comes from your head and it goes out all the way down to your leg and out your foot. If that nerve is dysregulated, it'll cause all types of symptomologies that you would think is disease. We have to get out of the mindset and out of the stage of fight or flight. It is killing us, family. And a lot of y'all going to work fight or flight. You don't even know, and that's why you have something called hypertension, work related hypertension, where you can have a normal resting blood pressure at 120, 125 systolic, over 80 diastolic. Then the moment you clock in, your blood pressure can shoot up. A mercury millimeter is about what, 20 now, B? So now you going to work and your blood pressure 145 over 90 because your emotions, something is pulling and tugging on you. You in the rat race. Same thing when you in a compromised relationship. You dealing with children that you haven't trained upright, so they doing everything to get on your nerves. You in these environments where you know you're not supposed to be in. You feel stuck. All this is environment. In this environment, in means to be in something. Vire means circle. Ment means mentos, the mind. So the environment is basically the environment or the space that you put your mind in. Environmentos has a physiological and a biological change on your physiology, on your anatomy. All right, let's keep reading. It says, I have 6 chemotherapy sessions and I went through numerous radiation treatments. So not only did they burn her through liquid IVs, because I'm pretty sure they probably put a port in her chest. Because the moment they diagnose you with cancer, especially when you talk about breast cancer, they love to get the women. Let's put this port in your chest. And I'm pretty sure they probably left markers in you. Did they leave markers in you, Shiloh? A marker is where they leave it around the tumor, y'all. And that way they can go back and find it. They ain't got to look for it again or keep giving you dyes or keep giving you memory germs, which causes cancer anyway. So they leave these markers in you. These markers are made of titanium. This titanium then begins to leak inside the blood system. Now you now not only do you have so-called cancer, but now they done made it worse because they put these titanium markers in them, and now you leaking titanium. So now you have metal toxicity. Then plus you got to pour it in for they can just hook up this liquid mustard gas agent, Zyklon B, to go eradicate cells out of the body. And most of the cells that they eradicate ain't supposed to be eradicated in the first place. This is why us as a people is starting not to trust the institutes. Us as a people is starting not to trust. Do y'all realize how many people have stopped drinking? How many people have stopped smoking? And I'm talking about black people, so-called black people. The rates are going down. We ain't trusting nothing no more, Nabi. We putting down the bottles. We putting down the smoke. A lot of us is getting into long-lasting relationships. They have been doing a study on us for the last since COVID. And TikTok went wild and all of this information, because we in a stage of Aquarius. All this information been loosely put out. I'm a keep it 100. Us as a people have been consciously evolving, y'all. We ain't going out clubbing like crazy no more. We starting to paying attention. We starting to ask questions, and we starting to question the people that we supposed to been questioning 450 years ago. Hell, back to 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago. Ooh wee. I also went through surgery. Hold on. I also went through surgery where they removed breast tissue and took out 30 lymph nodes. Oh my God. I also went through, so she had chemotherapy, 6 rounds, numerous radiation treatments. So they burnt her. And then they actually removed 30 lymph nodes. And I'm pretty sure it's from her left axillary area, because you have the memory nodes inside of that area. So they removed 30 of them. So we're gonna have to figure out, Shiloh, how to drain you. We're gonna have to drain you. I'm either gonna push a lot of that fluid back into the right side of your chest cavity, of your thoracic cavity. I'm gonna push it in that tissue and bring it down, or I'm gonna just bring it down to the inguinal lymph nodes in the iliac, or what you would call the Peyer's patches, for you can start urinating out this metabolic waste. But you definitely gonna have to get manual lymphatic massages. I would love for you to come to the facility, and we put you on the acoustic lymphatic bed. I'll personally give you some lymphatic massages personally, but I think my lymphatic bed would do you very, very good. Damn, 30 lymph nodes, man. Since then, I've been dealing with swelling on my left side that have become intense and painful. The swelling have gotten so severe that it have moved into my neck area. So now she's back. So it started off in her left axillary area. They took 30 lymph nodes. I'm pretty sure they took the mammary nodes to the breast, which is how we was gonna drain her anyway. Now it's starting to back up and it's backing up cervically, which means it's in her neck area, and it's affecting my ability to swallow. That's how inflamed and that's how swollen she is. And you might have a infection, sister. Make sure that you don't have an infection. Drinking a normal amount of water is hard for me right now. I'm sipping everything, including water. So that means she's sipping everything. That means she's probably sipping her food too. So she's sipping food and sipping water because it feels painful and very difficult to swallow. All right. Well, I was gonna have you sipping on your water anyway. That's the best way to get hydration instead of guzzling it down. I'm pretty sure you done lost a lot of weight because you can't eat food right now because you're so swollen. So I'm gonna let you know right now. I'm not gonna give you capsules. Uh, I'm not gonna even give you powders. I'm gonna give you all teas. That's how I'm gonna make you a geogenetic therapeutic package, level 2, and I'm gonna give you all teas, and I'm gonna start you off on my 3 bitters. My 3 bitters been healing the world, y'all. And that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna take the 3 bitters and you just gonna sip on it. It's gonna take you a while to get through them because you got to take it down in sips because you can't really swallow. But once that inflammation go down, once I'm gonna invite you here. I'm gonna bring you to me because if I can manually move your lymph, I can get rid of a lot of that inflammation and a lot of that fluid and a lot of that swelling. And then what we can do is we can give you Mother Nature antibiotic with some garlic, some cloves, and things like that for you can sip on, for you can get rid of that infection in that area. I also went through surgery and they removed breast tissue and took 30 lymph nodes. Since then, I've been dealing with swelling on my left side that becomes intense and painful. The swelling have gotten so severe that it moved to my neck area and it's affecting my ability to swallow. Drinking a normal amount of water right now is hard. I'm sipping everything, including water, because it feels painful and difficult to swallow. Just 4 days ago, I was told that the cancer had metastasized to my liver. Oh, wait. That's another, and that's another word that I hate, metastasis, because I'm pretty sure they're gonna say it metastasized by way of the lymphatic system, but that's where we're supposed to be moving these metabolically acidic cells to anyway, the lymphatic system. So I don't even understand the concept of metastasis. I think it was already there in the first place, but that's a whole nother subject we can talk about. I am scared, truly scared, but I'm still here and I'm still fighting because I love my family and I want to live. Don't worry. Look, I promise you at the end of this letter, I'm a send for you, but I'm gonna give you the exact steps and everything to do. So y'all make sure y'all write everything down and y'all write this stuff down. I'm gonna give you step by steps, everything to do to help you conquer this. Damn. Just 4 days ago, I was told cancer had metastasized to my liver. I'm scared, but I'm still here fighting because I love my family and I want to live. They've also been draining fluid that have been built up in my abdominal area. That's your liver. Since the tumors have metastasized to your liver area, you probably got some scarring and some bruising, especially on the biliary ducts, and the hepatic duct. And I'm pretty sure you was dealing with schistosoma and it became a what you would call a hepatic fluke worm, and it's probably in your liver chewing on your liver tissues as well, and that scarring will cause the liver to be inflamed, and since the liver is inflamed it can't metabolically deal with fluids anymore, so you will start getting something called ascites. And ascites or ascites is basically when the gut region starts swelling up with fluid, lymphatics, water, and things like that. So they've been doing taps and drains on you. Okay. My question is, do you have bruising around that area? That'll let me know if you're getting proper blood flow or not to that area too. They're saying it's connected to the tumor. Look, yep. They're saying it's connected to the tumors that's now growing on my liver. It's a lot to carry, and some days it feels like my body is in a battle and it just doesn't pause. I need you to know this. Listening to you have changed the way I think about life and health and disease. Good. When I hear you teach, it reminds me I'm not just a case, but I am a mother, a woman, and I'm still a whole human being with purpose. That's right. I found you through my girlfriend Keisha. She came to you about 4 years ago when she was dealing with ovarian cancer, and today she's out here living her life cancer free. That's what I'm saying. Shouts out to Keisha. Watching her transformation is a big reason why I'm reaching out. I'm not coming to you for entertainment or courtesy. I'm coming because I need guidance, directions, and comfort from someone who have worked and given people real hope. I am asking you humbly, could you please help me in the same way you helped her? I'm not asking for perfection. I'm asking for steps and structures and something that I can follow day by day, because I that don't make me feel like I'm drowning. If it's possible, I would like to ask you, do you have space to come to your healing home? My healing home is not even open yet. And I just told you, I'm finna bring you to the clinic though. And what you think, Nabi? We pay for like 3 days, 3 days for a stay for her. We'll pay for her hotel room. Yes, sir. Yeah. I'm gonna bring you to the healing home and we'll pay a 3 day stay for you. And with those 3 days, I'll give you all this. If you pay for the herbs, I will give you all your therapies and everything for free. That's my word. Even if it's only a couple of weeks to start my healing journey off the right way, I am willing. I will help. I will help you however I can. Cleaning, cooking, gardening, organizing. Look at this now, bitch. She ready to get down. Anything. I'm not afraid to work. I just need a real start and a real plan. I'm finna give you the plan here right now and on live. Earlier this year, I had someone come to St. Louis to stop by the clinic to drop off a note for me, but I haven't received the call back. I understand you. Yeah, we get that all the time. I haven't received the call back. I understand you're busy. If you can't get back to me directly, I'm asking one more thing that you take, and this is the reason why I'm reading this, y'all. That the next time you go live, could you please read my letter and speak through and speak to me and give me advice? Every even a few minutes of direction would mean the world to me. My 6-year-old and my 13-year-old watch your videos all the time. They heard your voice with me in some of my hardest terms, in some of my hardest moments. And I want to keep fighting in that way. And you give me hope. Respect and hope from Atlanta, Georgia, Shiloh. Shiloh. Shouts out to you, Shiloh. Shouts out to you. We're gonna bring you down here. But look, let me give you the whole plan now. Okay. So you have HER2 positive carcinoma, inductal carcinoma, breast cancer. They already gave you 6 sessions of chemotherapy, which means that you are more acidic. Cancer, again, is energy blockage. In this particular cancer, and I'm not talking about the spiritual side now, we have to get your spiritual side right. But I would start off by bringing more oxygen to the body. This is what I would do. Write this down, y'all. Every rising when you wake up, every rising when you wake up, you need to do a teaspoon of baking soda without aluminum. Make sure you look at the back of it and make sure that it's aluminum free. I want you to add that to an actual cup of water. Then what you're going to do is you're going to squeeze a lemon and you're going to add a shot of that lemon, which is 1 ounce to a cup of water. It's going to fizz up. When it fizzes up, it's going to release a bunch of oxygen and it's going to be a high pH around 10.5. I want you to drink that cup of water. You're going to do that every single day. That's what I would do. All right. This is going to start helping alkaline the body. Somebody put what I just said in the comments for everybody in the comments can get that. All right. A teaspoon of baking soda, sodium bicarbonate. All right. You're going to put it in a cup of distilled water. The reason why I'm not using mineral water or spring water because the minerals and the cations and the anions can interfere with the pH buffering factor. All right. We're talking about biochemistry here. All right, so a teaspoon of baking soda, sodium bicarbonate into a cup of distilled water. Then you're gonna take a shot of lemon, 1 ounce of lemon. You're gonna put it in that cup of water. All right, it's gonna fizz up, mix it around with your spoon, and then you're gonna sip it down. Now, you only sipping because you can't really drink and guzzle water down anyway, and sip it down. Make sure you get it down within like an hour. This and do it on an empty belly. This will start your alkalining process. This is going to start raising the pH of your tissues. It's going to get in the bloodstream, even though your bloodstream is already alkaline anyway, because if you lose any decimals on your alkalinity of your bloodstream, you're going to die. But this is going to help alkaline the tissues in that area, and it's going to help start pulling oxygen from other areas to come help you out. All right. Now, that's what I would do every rising. I would not eat before 12. I understand that you probably on a liquid diet right now, like you said. So anything that you eat in liquid, I would even change that up because I'm pretty sure they probably giving you some type of puree or something like that. I will make my own broth. Since you on an all liquid diet right now, I will liquidize the hell out of some food. I need to put you on what you would call a vegan, plant-based, ketogenic diet. And the reason why I will put you on all fruit juices, but something is already going on with your liver, and the fructose from the fruits goes straight to the liver, and it's going to cause us liver issues again. Not saying that fruit harms the body. Fruit is the way you heal the body. But you remember, there's an art to healing. There's a heart to getting rid. There's an art to getting rid of these so-called diseases. And I like if you was diabetic and you didn't have a fatty liver, I'll put you on all fruits to get rid of the diabetes. But since you already have metastasized tumors that's on the liver and the liver is already compromised, the liver is what deals with fructose and the liver is what deals with fats. It deals with fats way better. It deals with fructose kind of bad because it's going to store it up as more fat, which is going to give you more blockages and congestion. And you already going through ascites where you filling up with fluid in the area. So I'm going to put you on a low glycemic fruit diet and a low glycemic vegetable diet that is higher in plant fats. It's called a plant-based ketogenic diet plan. And this is what we give to a lot of people that's suffering from things like that. So we're going to keep the fructose low, we're going to keep the glucose low, and we're going to raise your fat intake. This is going to help the liver out so much. All right. Now, while you healing the liver, it's going to be a no salt diet. You can't have a pinch of salt. And the reason why you can't have a pinch of salt, because I'm already giving you sodium bicarbonate, which is a natural salt solvent in a rising. But if you start eating all this table salt, even sea salt, it's going to start pulling and drawing water. Have y'all ever seen a snail at your doorstep? The first thing you do is what? You put salt on the snail. The snail is made of 98% water. Soon as you put that salt on the snail, what happened, Nabi? It dries up like a raisin, don't it? Yes, sir. Because the salt pulled all of the water out of it. Same thing that happens when you have ascites or you have swelling or you have lymphedema, which is what you are suffering from because they took your lymph nodes, 30 of them in your axillary area, and then you have that metastasis to your liver. The moment that you eat salt, it's going to pull on them fluids, and then them fluids is going to go to them surrounding tissues and cavities and swell up even more. So no salt diet whatsoever. Also, you need to be raw. I will not cook no food. Everything I eat will be raw. Now, you can steam the food, but right now we're not even worried about that because you're on an all liquid diet. I'm going to send you my actual broth recipe where you get a lot of these dark leafy green vegetables. You get some lemons and things like that. You get some tree barks and you get some burdock root and you make this broth. This broth is full of minerals. This broth is full of everything. And you literally you sit it on a low heat pot and you just basically you making this broth and for like 8 hours. Then you calm it down to room temperature and then you sip on that. You're gonna sip on that, sip on that. Then once we get that inflammation out of your neck area and you able to start chewing and swallowing your food again, we're gonna put you on a raw plant-based ketogenic diet. But you gotta start off on this broth. So I'm gonna send you the recipe for that. All right. Now the herbs you're gonna need. You need to start off on the 3 bitters. Go on my website, get the 3 bitters. My 3 bitters, it cleanses the lymphatic system, it cleanses the nervous system, it cleanses the blood, and it cleanses the organs of the body. It's very, very good for opening up the kidneys, the nephron of the kidneys, for you can actually start filtrating all of this metabolic acidosis waste out the body, and it aids in moving the lymphatic system. Now, the reason why I need you to come to me is because I want to personally show you how to do a lymphatic massage on yourself by me doing it for you. Give me 3 days and I can have that swelling going down in that cervical area just by manually moving that fluid to different tissues and different cavities of the body down to the inguinal area for you can start urinating all of this metabolic waste out by way of the kidneys. Then you have to make sure that the kidneys and adrenals are online. All right. And you can get that off my website, or you can drink some parsley tea. And within that parsley tea, add juniper berry. Juniper berry mixed with parsley is amazing. And it acts as a diuretic. And what a don't get me wrong, too. Dandelion leaf and dandelion root acts as amazing diuretic too, where it just makes you urinate. You need to be urinating to get all of this excessive fluid buildup out of the body. All right. Now, if you can move around good, you need a rebounder because you need to use the calf muscle pumps, or what I call the calf heart muscle pump. The biggest pump in your body other than your lungs is your actual calf muscles. You need to move them. So rebound and help with that. Jump rope and help with that. Or if you can't mobilize yourself like that, do calf raises. Now, as far as your breast and the tumors that's in your breast, I will get what you would call DSMO, and it's basically dimethyl sulf oxide. and I will mix that in castor oil and I will rub it on those tumors on my breast. I don't know if you have a cauliflower tumor that where the tumor pop out of the skin and it protrudes to the skin. I don't know if the tumor is still in the breast. If you can send me pictures of it because it might need to be cleaned up. But if you start adding that DSMO and you start putting that castor oil on there and you heat up that area while moving your lymph, you will actually start seeing that tumor shrink. Another thing is parasite elimination. Kill these parasitics. Schistostoma is one of the main contributing causes of breast cancer. Straight up. Hepatica liver fluke worms and pancreaticum fluke worms is some of the main causes to pancreatic cancer and to liver cancer. Do not let these people tell you that parasites is not involved. Parasites is always involved. Did the parasite causing the cancer? I don't believe so. I think the cancer is coming from an emotional deficiency. It's a spiritual thing that's taking physical roots and manifestations in your body. But or they associated in all these cases. You damn right they are. So we're gonna have to deworm you. I will give you a natural ivermectin, which is using wormwood, which is using cloves, which is using turkey rhubarb, which is using fenugreek, which is using cat's claw, which is using cinnamon to draw these things out, and we can start literally killing these worms and getting them out of you. And you will notice when you look at your eosinophil levels, they're going to start going down because I'm pretty sure that your eosinophils and your neutrophils is high. Next thing I would do is to create more what you would call monocytes because we need your immune system or what I call the lymphatic defense system to really play ball and to start producing more of themselves so they can start engulfing and phagocytizing these cancerous cells. I would do a induced fever bath, or you can do the sauna. I will put my body in high temperatures and I will try to get my actual temperature up to about 102, 103 and leave it there for a few hours. Now, of course, I say do this supervised. We can do it when you get to me because when you heat up your body, it's going to initiate a immunological response and it's going to produce more white blood cells. And the particular white blood cells that's going to be produced, which is your neutrophils, your basophils, and your monocytes, these and your lymphocytes, these things kill cancerous cells. You see that? That's what I would do. And then last but not least, the geogenetic therapeutic package level 2, which I will customly make for you. And I will do it in all liquid teas because you can't swallow anything hard right now. We're going to put you in sunlight at least 30 minutes to an hour a day. And we're going to expose most of your skin. Sunlight, 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 and red light, to be specific, near infrared light. Guess what it does to the body? Your body go through something called photosynthesis. Well, in humans, it's called biophotomodulation. Through plants, it's called photosynthesis. So what it does, as a matter of fact, I think I got a book on it. I got some books up there, Nabi. Which one? Yep. Would you find the book that's called Photosynthesis in Human Beings? Photosynthesis in Human Beings will blow y'all mind. Well, anyways, while Nabi is looking for that book, you go through something called biophotomodulation. And what biophotomodulation does, y'all, when you sit in the sun, you produce trillions of mitochondria that work. Remember, cancer is what? Mitochondria failure. Cancer is mitochondrial failure. Look, the human photosynthesis. This book will blow your mind, y'all. When I say I devoured this book, I got two of them. The old one so messed up, I had to buy a new one. I had to buy a new one. And this literally shows you how you go through something called biophotomodulation, and by being in near infrared light and being in red sunlight, what it does is it produces, it's called mitochondrial genesis, where you produce all of these new mitochondrial cells that they are very unique and very healthy and robust, and now you can get the adequate oxygen you need to get rid of those cancer cells because the energy you need to heal come from the mitochondria. So if your mitochondria is damaged and it's spewing out these bad machine cells, it causes what they call metastasis. But if you get a bunch of these new cells, and when you get in this near infrared light, you can either do my infrared light bed or we're gonna put you in sunlight. You need at least 850 mm's. You need 850 mm's or up. If not, you just working, you just basically bull crapping yourself, and you might as well just get in the tanning bed. So we have a medical grade infrared light bed therapy that acts like the sun concentrated, that and medically it will blow your mind how it helps you heal. All right. Now you need to do oxygen therapy. You need to find a hyperbaric oxygen chamber, or you can come holler at me. I'm certified in hyperbarics oxygen chambers. We got how many we got, Nabi? We got so many different of them. We got 3 of them, and all of them is different. They go up to different altitudes, and I'm actually clinically certified in them. Got all of my papers on them and everything, so I'm good at running them. You need to do hyperbaric oxygen chamber just to bring a lot of oxygen to the body, a lot of oxygen to saturate not only the bloodstream, but to saturate the actual the plasma to make it into the tissues, into the cells better to change this thing around. All right. Next thing is you need what you will call post electrical magnetic therapy frequency. All I'm saying is it sounds like a beautiful, long medicinal word, but you need earthing, you need grounding. You need to put your feet on Mother Earth. If you're somewhere where it's cold, like it's cold in St. Louis, you can't come put your feet on Mother Earth. You get hypothermia and you probably get frostbitten on your toes. You see what I'm saying? So you need to come see me, and I can put you on one of my PEMF mats or put you on my beamer bed. That'll help alkaline and ground you out. That'll help get rid of all of those positive inflammatory protons and bring in a lot of negative alkaline electrons. And this helps get rid of cancers. The whole thing you're doing is changing your environment. But while I'm helping you change your physical environment to help you heal through my geogenetic level 2 package, which is on my site, through my 3 bitters, changing your physical environment, getting you in my facility, putting you on all of these different detoxes, heavy metal foot detox, putting you in a sauna, putting you in a near infrared light bed, putting you on post electrical magnetic therapy, you taking your baking soda, lemon shot water in the rising. You need to be working on your spirit. You need to be working on your mind. Anything that is disturbing or disrupting your peace, by all costs, you need to get rid of it. Got to get rid of it. And what you will find out, sister, going through all of this in 3 months, you look at your CAE, you look at your CA19, your CAE19. These are all cancer antigen markers. You look at your AFP, you look at your GGT, you look at your ALT, your AST. You start looking at your complete blood work and your female comprehensive metabolic cancer panels, all of the numbers go down. And you start seeing a physical reduction of the tumor. Physical reduction of the tumor. You see what I'm saying? So there's many things you can do. There's many different ways to act. And I don't want to say fight cancer because we're not fighting. Because when you look at cancer, cancer is the body's trying to heal itself. We just helping it out. And we need to take out the trash. And the way you take out the trash is by way of the lymphatic system. Your best friend is going to be breathing to move the actual cisterna lymph node, to move the lacteals, to move the Peyer's patches, to move the iliac nodes, to move the inguinal nodes, to move that cecum valve, to move that appendix to get the right bacteria into that large intestine, that transverse colon. Breathing. Next thing is going to be your manual lymphatic massages, which I can do for you. I'm training a lot of people right now. I'm going to be training more people once we do this job fair and I hire a bunch of people because I'm opening up this big old school. And you getting on my lymphatic acoustic bed. But your main thing is going to be breathing. Breath work is going to be amazing for you. Sunlight, hydration, making sure you sipping on a bunch of alkaline forming water. You have to hydrate yourself. Killing those parasitics, being around loved ones, laughing, being happy, stretching your body, lymphatic massages, light, hydration. Because remember, this is the process of what you would call disease. It starts off with what? Ingestion. How you think about your food, how you bring your food into your mouth. You chew that food, now you come into digestion. Once you digest, what happens is the adrenal gland starts to utilize. So ingestion, digestion, then you absorb. You absorb through your blood, then you utilize what you absorb. After that, you're supposed to eliminate. Most people are not eliminating. You're not eliminating toxins out of your body. You're not eliminating the metabolic food that you ate. You're not eliminating all the stress that you went through out the day. You're not eliminating on an emotional level. You're not eliminating because you're not talking about what hurt your feelings. You're not eliminating because somebody double crossed you. You didn't speak on it. You're not eliminating because you wanted to cry, but you needed to be strong for the family, or however you look at it. So you holding all these tears in. You're not eliminating because all the things that happened to you when you was little, you ain't standing up and speaking against it. You're not eliminating because you need to be journaling, writing down all the bull crap that you've been going through, and you're not writing it down. You're not eliminating because you're not praying. Even if you're praying to your higher self, you're still not praying. You're not eliminating. You're not eliminating because you're not speaking the life you want. So meaning you're not putting out affirmations and not speaking of the change that you want to see in the world and see in your body. You have to eliminate. Because if you don't eliminate, you accumulate. When you accumulate, you become congested. When you become congested, what happens, y'all? Huh? The body go through what? Toxicity. Toxicity then brings on what, y'all? Deficiency, because what gets toxic? The blood. When the blood is full of toxins and the lymphatic system is full of toxins, without the lymphatic system, you can't get your fats. You can't get your vitamin A's. You can't get your vitamin K's. You can't get your vitamin D. You can't get your vitamin E. These are fat soluble minerals. See that? You can't get your water. You can't get your hydration, your cations and your anions because your blood is being blocked. So now the toxicity causes roadblocks and brings on deficiency. Now deficiency becomes an oxygen deficiency. The deficiency comes a malnourished deficiency because you're not getting no minerals, you're not getting no cations, you're not getting no anions, you're not getting no macronutrients, your micronutrients, you're not getting electricity. So now you're deficient. You're deficient in your emotions. You don't know how to express yourself to nobody. You don't know how to express yourself to your significant other. You ain't had sex in a while. You just tapped out of the world. You deficient emotionally. You ain't talked to God in a minute. You deficient spiritually. You deficient physically. You deficient. So since the toxicity brought on the deficiency brings on what? Adaptation. Now your body starts to adapt to it. Now you start adapting to it. You think it's cool being an asshole. You think it's cool not communicating your thoughts. You think it's cool being lonely. Did you know loneliness is one of the number one cause of disease? So-called disease, loneliness, y'all. It's studies on it. Look it up. You think it's cool not having friends. You think it's cool being ducked off in the corner all day. Do you know that in order to have community means communication? Without community, you die quicker? You have to commune. You have to communicate. See, now you adapting to these unnormal lifestyles that you think is normal. It ain't normal. Now your cells have to adapt to this deprived body of oxygen, so the cells start to adapt and becomes anaerobic. Now it uses lactase. Now it uses lactic acid to proliferate cell growth. Now it uses lactic acid in bacteria to actually get glycolysis, or what you would call burn sugar. And guess what that do? It drives tumors, drive the tumor marker up. So now your body adapting. Now, since your body have to adapt in order to it to survive, it have to mutate. Now you mutated. Damn, she ain't the person she used to be. She mutated. Damn, he don't act like he used to act. He different now. He done mutated. Now you look in the mirror, you don't even know what you looking at. You look in the mirror, you don't even know who you are anymore. Because your ingestion was wrong. What you was bringing into your environment, what you was bringing into your cipher was wrong. Whether we talking about physically, whether we talking about spiritually, whether we talking about emotionally, whether we talking about physically. It was wrong. Then your digestion was wrong. The way that you digested that information, the way that you heard that food for thought, or the way that you digested that actual real food, it wasn't food you was supposed to be putting in your body. So now you're going to absorb it wrong. You're absorbing all of the toxic metabolic waste that come from it. You're absorbing all of this wrong misinformation that you've been hearing, that you've been programmed to believe in your whole life. Now you're utilizing it wrong. Since you was fed the misinformation, since you grew up seeing a broken household, now you're teaching your family members the same thing. You're teaching your children these same behaviors. If we talk about food-wise, now you are absorbing and utilizing all of these foods wrong. Your body can't even utilize it. So since your body cannot utilize it, guess what? It backs up. Now you cannot eliminate. You can't eliminate your frustration. You can't eliminate your fear. You can't eliminate what you had to say. You can't eliminate your sadness. You can't eliminate that metabolic toxic waste, those neurotoxins that you've been putting in your body, all of those metals that you've been putting in your body, all the microplastic that you've been putting. You can't even eliminate it. So since you can't eliminate, it brings on congestion. Now you full of ish, literally. Now you're full of ish mentally, metabolically, symbolically. See that? Now it brings on toxins. You become a toxic person. Not only is you toxic physically, you toxic mentally. You always arguing, you always combative, you always have something to say. Nothing is never right. You in a complaining mode, the woe is me mode. And this toxicity brings on what, Nabi? Deficiency. Now you deficient. You deficient in spirit. You deficient in the Yah mind. You deficient in God. You deficient in intellect. You deficient in love. You deficient in nutrients. You deficient in minerals. You deficient in amino acids. You deficient in carboxylic acid, forgive me. Now, since you're deficient, you have to adapt. Now you cool with it because you done gave up. Now you mutate. Y'all see how disease starts off mentally and spiritually, then take a physical manifestation hold on your body? That's why you have to get out of the environment. And that's what I did. That's what I do. I created an environment for y'all to come to. I just bought, how many square feet is that school?
38,000 square feet.
38,000 square feet school, y'all. And the whole property is over 220,000 square feet. It's on 7.9 acres. Beautiful school. Beautiful. Got a lecture hall in it. Classrooms. I mean, it full kitchen, cafeteria. We have an activity physical therapy room. The school is so amazing. This is for us. I'm building something great for us. Like I really am, because we have to change the environment. I am going around the world. I promise y'all, my mission until my last breath is to go around the world and create micro blue zones. To go around the world and create micro blue zones where we create little bitty heavens on earth everywhere I touch my feet at. That way you can get away from this environment and go into an environment that we created as a community that have foods that's one ingredient-less foods. That have food that they ain't selling processed foods from soil to table. The food we eat come directly from the soil. We recompromise and recomposition our soil. We brought up the pH balance of our soil. We got all the nanobot technology and all of the metals out. We use the right rocks to remineralize the soil. So everything you eat, you can trust and know that spirit and tradition and health and wellness and biochemistry and science went into this food. It's got trees. Every place that I'm creating, we planting trees. We planting so many trees, so it's going to be oxygenated. It's going to be oxygenated. Like, we can't look. I know this sound corny as hell. What I'm gonna say now, B. If it sound corny, I'm gonna say it anyway. You can't change the world unless you change what, y'all? You cannot change the world unless you change yourself. We have to really start doing this work. And you know what's crazy, Nabi? They think what we doing is special.
Right.
We ain't doing nothing special. We just doing what we supposed to do.
We
doing what we supposed to do. Since so many people are living a wrong life, so many people are going left. To go right makes you a rebel. To be normal makes you a rebel. To be normal makes you a revolutionary. To be normal. To be normal makes you Christ-like. To be normal makes you a Messiah. To be normal makes you a leader. When all we doing is being normal. We following the natural codes and the natural laws of nature, of the universe, of who I call Yahweh. We got to wake up, family. We truly do. Y'all got any questions? I can answer them now. Y'all got any questions? I got y'all. We answer a few questions. We got a few announcements we got to make. Boys, 6,500 people on this live now, B. It's popping up in here. Shalom Lakavish Fati. What up, family? Boy, 6,500 people. 6,568 people on this live. And one dislike. To the person that disliked this, I love you. I love you. Y'all get them likes up. Subscribe to all of my channels, y'all. Follow me. I'm going to answer a few questions on here. Somebody just asked about B12. I seen it. Where is it at? Not this one. Boy, y'all asking questions so fast. Hold on, y'all. Y'all asking questions so fast. Golly, I can't even click on one. All right, but look, before I read this, somebody just asked about B12. I love Leotril or Laetril. Laetril comes from vitamin B17. I mean, they asked about B17, not B12. And that's Laetril. A lot of people get that from apricot seeds. Apricot seeds are amazing. They kind of banned them and outlawed them here. The FDA did not approve them. They don't approve by FDA regulations here in America. But I didn't see Laetrile B12 do some amazing things. In fact, if you look at my green juice, we produce the green juice that I create produce small amounts of it. And it's very, very good to combat cancerous cells, y'all. It's amazing for it. And that's how I heal my body doing my green juice. It was somebody that came against me on it, what, about 4 years ago, 2 years ago. And we still got millions of live living people that done got eradicated all of the dysfunctional issues that they had going on by drinking my geogenetic juice. So shouts out to my geogenetic juice. Shouts out to Lead Trail. Shouts out to what they call vitamin B17. Shouts out to its anti-cancerous properties. It is healing the world. And there's a reason why it's banned from the United States. There's a reason why it's not FDA regulated or FDA approved. There's a reason why they don't want you to know about it. There's a reason why there's over 360 books written on it. But if you look at the actual paperwork on it that they did the actual science on, it's only about 45 papers. Why are they burying this beautiful apricot seed so much? Maybe it's powerful. Just saying. All right. It says, please help my sister have stage 4 cancer that has spread to the liver and ovaries. What can be done? So Shell Martin, everything that I just said in this video, literally send her this video. I'm opening up my schedule for March. We booked all through February. We booked up, y'all. We got probably like 330 people we got to see. But I'm opening up my schedule for March. Get on the schedule in March. I'm gonna open it up tomorrow, and I be just gotta give me the dates on it, and then I open it up. And let me show y'all how to get there. A lot of people try to go through the .com. It's better if you go through my actual Google, y'all. So I'm gonna show y'all how to do that. Look, check this out. I'm gonna share my screen with y'all, and this is how you do it. You just go to Google, type in Dr. Yahki Health Clinic, and when you get there, hold on for my people that's on.
What you on record?
All right, when you get there, it's gonna be you right here with me, Nabi, so it's gonna be delayed. When you get there, look, go down and just book. You see book online? Literally just hit book online. And when you hit it, look what it do. It shows you how to book the consultation. Instead of going through the .com, because that always booked up. All right, awesome.
Only doing the top one.
We only doing the top one, not none else. Yep, only the 1500. And the reason why is because we take you through all of our rooms. It's a very, very, I call it the physical immortality assessment. Also, let me show you the website. The website is www.yakiawaken.com, where we sell all our herbs. We just restocked on our 3 bitters. We just restocked on our geogenetics. They up now. They'll probably be gone in 24 hours, y'all. So y'all get on them. Let me show y'all the website as well. www.yakiawaken.com. Also, y'all, we got an app now that's popping. It's called Yahki Radio. You can get it off of your Play Store. You can get it off your Android store. It have my whole network on it. Everything I ever did is being uploaded to the app right now. We got thousands of videos on there. Every day we uploading more. Every video I ever made since I was a fat boy, skinny boy, to being skinny and fat again, to this beautiful vessel I am now, is all on there. You can watch my whole entire healing journey on there. We putting out our documentary, small documentary I shot when I started working out again. I started eating. I got off all those seed oils that I was on. You see the inflammation leave. You see this physical, beautiful man that you're looking at right now that's actually practicing what he teach. So all of that stuff is on there. Yahki events on there. You can go see what we got coming up, everything. So check me out. It says we still didn't get the book. The book is not out yet, y'all. The book is not out yet. Everybody's talking about the book. The book is not out yet. I've been keeping y'all up with the book. The book is completely done. It's not on me. Everything is to my editor. The editor is in the final proofreading. She said at the end of February, we'll be able to start pressing the books up. So we just waiting on her. We just waiting on her. It's 2 of them, matter of fact. We waiting on them. But my book is done. It is shipped out. We are getting what we doing, 100 press ups. We doing 100 press ups before the editor got it, and these will be what you would call limited edition books. Y'all will see that probably like in 2 weeks. That be in my hand, these thick books. But it's before the editor got to it. I wanted to press up about 100 of them because it's before my grammar was corrected and all of that, just to show people how real and how much spirit I put in it. And we're gonna sell that to people too. I'm gonna give a few of them away, especially to different podcasts that we're gonna be going on with when we start the book tour. And they're gonna be limited edition where we only gonna press up 100 books before the editor got it. It's dope. And you're gonna see my lingo, my language is me talking purely without them coming in and correcting my grammar. Cause y'all know I got a way with talking and expressing myself. And in order to do it in a book format for the whole world to read it, I did have to do a little bit of grammar correction on the book. But hopefully it's gonna be the end of February. That's what they said. Every time we talked to them was something different, but they said that they really true the end of February, the final proofreading is done. We talking about an 800-page book, y'all. It took a while. All right, forgive me. If you can't wait that long, ask for a refund. We will give you a refund if you can't wait that long. But we only selling a limited edition of the book of 100 books, and I'm only doing a few thousand of the regular book. So all of it is limited edition. So if you do get a refund, there will be other people to take your place, and you won't be able to get a book again. Yeah, probably. Probably about a year. Yeah, we ain't gonna press up again another year. Yeah. So you have to wait another year. This book is expensive, the paper expensive, the illustration expensive, y'all. It's 121 bidders right now, but somebody keep putting on the tell. It's 121 bidders right now. Okay. Yeah, we started with 300. Yeah. You got veneers, brother. These are not veneers. These are $143,000 biological teeth. If you follow me and you've been listening to me, I don't even teach about getting veneers. I'm against veneers. This is biological material that's in my mouth. Everybody know that I had to get my jaw replaced. I had my jaw broken when I was 16. I had a metal titanium plate from here to here. The metal titanium plate started leaking into my bloodstream. It affected my jaw. I got a big abscess. I was swollen and leaking under here, and it made it down to my liver, and it literally damaged my liver. I had metals leaking into my liver. I developed what you would call a liver cyst. I ended up going to the doctors. They didn't know where it came from. And then I thought maybe it's my mouth. I went to Fort Lauderdale to see one of the best biological holistic dentists in the world. She gave me all of the x-rays and things I needed. And guess what she found, y'all? She found the issue. So I had to get all of that taken out, and I had to get a bunch of teeth taken out my mouth. After she took everything out, she said, how do you want to rebuild and reconstruct? She gave me options. This was my best option. So I got it. Yes, they big. But yes, I like them. Is it veneers? No, they're not veneers. If you got to pay $143,000 cash for veneers, then something is wrong. These are biological tissue material that matches my biology. It don't go against my biology or none of that. And I had a lot of my bone replaced as well. Now the bone part is what really, would you say that was my real spiritual issue? It hurted me. And just to let y'all know, I cried getting these. I ask not be, ask anybody. Like I did not want to get none of this done in my mouth, but I had to. But the bone thing is what hit me the most because I had to get somebody else bone in me. A couple of this bone is mine, but a lot of it is not. I think that's what I felt spiritually compromised the most doing that part because I'm like, dang. I got to use my own blood, my own clots through the healing process. This took how long? I'll be about a year. Yeah. How many surgeries I did? Oh, I did 9, 10 surgeries, y'all. And I walked y'all through the whole process, man. So this is something I had to do, but these are not veneers. I be seeing y'all online talking all that crap, man. Y'all don't know what y'all be talking about. A lot of y'all don't know my personal life. A lot of y'all don't know what I have to go through and what I be doing. But I got very thick skin, so I don't be caring. A lot of people think I'm a clone now because I lost weight. I got healthy, which is a good thing, and I got my mouth done, which is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I'm feeling good. I'm looking good. I ain't never felt this better. The Most High is really, really looking out for me. Baruch Hashem Yahweh Eloheinu. So, hey, it's all good, but these are not veneers. Somebody tell my Jeffy to answer this question. Loving yourself at its best. Yes, I am. You look great. Thank you, Goddess. Torah Rabbah. Much love and respect. Much love and respect to you. I'm looking for some questions. All right. My father was diagnosed with lung cancer, metastasized to his brain. He's a strong believer and fighter. I stumbled across your video during my 3 a.m. prayer. Hallelujah. Okay, 3 a.m. prayer. That's when Hashemayim is open. That's when the heavens are open. Uh, God sent you to me. Definitely, definitely April. Geogenetic level 2. Y'all need to get down to me. Oxygen, yeah, geogenetic level 2, and 3 bitters. Start off with the 3 bitters. And then I need to see the metabolic cancer panel. Like where is his numbers at? And the metastasis. Is he gaining fluid? See, a lot of these different cases is deeper than just yelling things out over the internet. You got to really sit down and talk about diet, talk about lifestyle, talk about environment, and create a plan. But like I said, I'm helping Shiloh out. I help you out. If you can, put your email address in the comments and we'll reach out to you. April. I'm gonna write down her name. We could find her on Gmail and put a comment under her. April Sun 9870. We're gonna reach out to you. But geogenetic level 2, you can never go wrong with that. You can never go wrong with deworming yourself. Everything that I said in this video, I really gave y'all the game with this video. What would be the next steps if I got diagnosed with IDC breast cancer? Should I get the surgery or just do things like you just said? Now, me, I cannot personally tell you to not get therapy or to go against surgery or to not take medicine. They looking for a reason to lock my black butt up, and I ain't gonna give them one. So I can't tell you not to mess with your doctor. Only thing I can tell you is what I would do if I was you. If I was you, I would definitely try the natural route first, and I would definitely take the advice that I gave and try to do everything natural. 3 bitters, geogenetic therapeutic package level 2, sunlight, oxygen therapy. Make sure you get more sunlight to produce more mitochondria, cleaning up the lymph nodes, deworming myself, getting rid of all these worms, making sure I'm drinking good water. If you can't find a good water source, get you a kegging machine. Then maybe you drinking real clean, pure water. Make sure every time you put that water in there, you put it at 9.5. Do the baking soda, sodium bicarbonate, lemon shot in the rising. So many things that you can do. It's a bunch of things you can do, y'all. It really is. So, and that's why it's good to come see me and us putting videos out like this. So, if I was you, I would follow this video to the T. But I'm not telling anybody to stop messing with their doctors, to stop talking to their doctors, or to refuse pharmaceuticals. That's just what I would do. All right. Somebody just asked about Alzheimer's or Alzheimer's disease. When you look at that, that's all. Look, that's a fungal issue. That's asparagus on the brain. That's amyloid beta plaque protein buildup on the brain. And that's the glymphatic system and the cerebral spinal fluid being congested and blocked in that area. Best thing you can do is clear yourself out cervically. Make sure that you do the maxillary part. Let me show you this real quick. Ah. All right. So if you look, you see all these lymph nodes in the cervical area? You have to cleanse the cervical area. You do that by the subclavian vein. So make sure you go under the collarbone and you start moving this lymph area first. Always move the actual collarbone lymph nodes before you start touching anything, because now you get to open up the thoracic cavity to start draining properly. Then you're gonna go axillary. You're gonna go under the actual underarms and you're gonna start moving and tapping on the axillary lymph nodes. Then you're gonna hit the cervical. Once you go up cervical, you're gonna get to the submandibular area that's under the jawbone. You're gonna start moving that around. Once you go to the submandibular, you're gonna go to the supramandibular and you move around the cheeks. Then to the cheeks on up to the nose is called the maxillary. You're going to start moving that down. Then you're going to go to the ethnoid and the cephnoid, which is right over the nose and the forehead. Then you work your way to the back of the head and you work your way back down the neck. And then you start moving this over to the left side for it can actually drain. When it drains in these ducts and these trunks, you're going to move down to your stomach. You're going to get that cisterna start moving that. Then you're going to get the pair patches. You're going to get the iliac patches. Start moving that. You're going to get the cecum node. Start moving that. Then you're going to get the inguinal nodes, which is right under your private area. You're going to do this 3 times a day. I just did a tapping and massage video to show you how to do this. And our first course at the school is going to be, it's called the Master Lymphatic class. It's going to last you 6 months and it's going to be accredited certification, y'all. You'll be able to use this certification and use it towards points and stuff for your colleges and at different universities. So it's gonna be amazing. But you have to move in order to drain the actual brain of any metabolic toxic waste. You have to open up these elimination metabolic pathways, and the only way to do that is by opening up the lymph vessels, opening up the lacteals, opening up all of these lymphatic vessels that's around the body, and it all starts in the gut. You have more lymph nodes and more lymphatics in the gut area than you have anywhere in your body, but the first way to open it up is always cervical and axillary. Okay. Yeah. All right, it's time to get up off here, huh? Now, B, you got any announcements?
No, just we're gonna be on tour this summer, and we're gonna be in San Diego first, March the 14th and 15th.
March 14th and 15th, San
Yeah,
Diego.
but we're going to Philly, Dallas, Miami, and Detroit. Yeah,
Philly, Dallas, Miami, Detroit,
and probably Chicago.
and we got to go to Chicago again.
Yeah.
Chicago showed that love.
Yeah.
So we're going back on tour. We're gonna be on book tour. I'm gonna keep y'all updated on the book. I actually have a meeting with her Monday. I'm pretty sure it's still the end of February when everything is gonna be done and we can start pressing up the books. I promise y'all that we are very, very close to the finish line with the book. Again, it's done on my area. We just waiting on that. We pressing up some limited editions without the actual editor. That way we can just have my befores and afters to show y'all the difference of the actual book. We're going on tour. We're doing book tour. We're doing a podcast tour too. So y'all gonna see me on all the major podcasts speaking about the book within the next couple of months. We got the school. We opening up the school this early summer. What else, not be? The healing home opening up in the spring, and we got Atlanta. Yeah, we got the Atlanta retreat that we're gonna do a big old vegan pool party fest at this summer around my birthday, around July. Cause my birthday July 11th, and then it was one more thing,
And
Navi.
we're not gonna come and say we're gonna do something for St. Louis.
Oh yeah, and since in the school I have my own auditorium, so I'm going to do a free, well, 314 $3.14. If you got Missouri on your license, $3.14, you can come see the lecture there. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be packed out. We can fit like 600 people inside our place, so it's gonna be dope, man. Like I'm very, very excited. And Baruch Hashem Yahweh for everything that's going on. We just gotta stay diligent, stay true to ourselves, be exactly who we say we is. And my whole mission is to create micro blue zones across the whole world. And y'all gonna help me. February the 7th, we're doing a job fair. Bring your resume. We're looking for good people that love elders, that love people, that's gonna take time with the clients. I'm gonna bring y'all on. I will train y'all my way to help the people out. We looking for chefs. We looking for people that can help me out with this big old garden. I got 10 acres of land. I can't do all of this by myself. Me and my family is growing all this food. There's not even enough of us to eat it, so we giving a lot of it away. Come help me out, y'all. If y'all really want to be a part of a good mission, y'all really want to be a part of something that help bring peace and sanity to St. Louis and all across the world, hey, hit me up. We're going to be at 2402 North Highway 67, Florissant, Missouri 63033.
So there's a few tickets left for February 20th too.
And it's a few
20th, 21st, 23rd.
And it's a few tickets left for the digestive masterclass for February 22 to the 20th to the 20th to the 22nd, and that's going to be on YahkiEvents.com. Yep. Or you can go to YahkiAwaken.com and click on the event tab. With that being said, peace, love, light, and healing, family. Shalom, shalom, lacha, lala tov, which means good night, and Baruch Atham, Baruch Atah. May the Most High be with y'all and bless y'all. Peace. I love y'all. Ani Ohevata.